Some of these people have no taste whatsoever.
Vacation? You're right. This is clearly some sort of exile.
That land's specialties are the best in the world. It almost goes without saying.
Now, dear. This is just a temporary step. Comes right after this. I promise.
That land's specialties are the best in the world.
You're right.
It almost goes
This
without
is
saying.
clearly some sort of exile.
Some of these.
That land's specialties are the best in the world. It almost goes without saying. It almost goes without saying.
Some of these people have no taste whatsoever.
I've read almost every novel from Yai Publishing House. Pretty normal, right?
Bring Basha thing.
It almost goes without saying.
The actual vacation comes right after this. I promise.
Some of these people have
I
no taste
almost every
whatsoever.
novel from Yai Publishing House. Pretty normal, right?
Bring Basha thing.
That land's specialties are the best in the world. It almost goes without saying.
Vacation?
Here's to a life where the drinks keep flowing and the mora keeps rolling.
So like the big people.
Some of these people have no taste.
Running late again.
Full throttle!
I can barely sense any Kuvaki at all. This whole area.
Looks like his appetite truly is insatiable.
He's not seriously still getting stronger. What's
Everyone's here already. Hey, we made it. So, what's going on?
We've all been on high alert since we split up a few days back, expecting Rerir, but it's like he just vanished into thin air. No one has seen him nor found any trace of his presence. That is, until this morning, when a ratnik found signs of wild hunt activity while out here on patrol. As he...
And we're sure that Rarir did this. Who else? He's the only one who could pull off a stunt like this.
Kuvaki loss has reached critical levels. Reikir of Solnari set to maximum threat level. Warning, unless de-escalation measures are taken soon, he will pose a threat beyond our ability to contain. The consequences could be
Traveler, do you remember when we encountered Rarir just after there wasn't a shred of sanity left?
Yeah, didn't it? Oh.
Last time we fought, we were already at a
Yeah, unless...
The other thing is, how does someone who's completely lost their mind still have the wherewithal to cover their tracks so perfect?
Beats me.
According to certain medical studies,
There are many besides his.
Exactly. I'd be willing to bet that even if we gathered together every scrap of intel in Nodcry, we still wouldn't find more than, like, 3 useful facts about him.
So, if we do nothing, he'll just keep getting stronger. But if we won last time, we...
Well, I do have a little hunch about his next move. Somewhere like the Eye of Krati, or the Pillar of Embla. One thing's for sure. If we just sit back and let him keep absorbing Kuvaki, we really won't stand.
a perfectly
I agree, we should.
Wait, why?
If I recall correct.
That's right. Yes, it.
Splitting up's always gonna be risky. But, and if we do...
That's when you follow the 3rd rule of treasure hunting.
Didn't you...
Agreed.
All right, we better get moving. Come on, Anefa, let's go.
Try and stop me!
I'm tired already.
Holo. Okay.
Get to work! Light it up!
Any leads?
Nope. Diddly. It feels like we're sitting on a powder keg that could go off at any second.
So, you guys didn't find anything either?
Not loving the word either. How about you,
I questioned a few, almost as if he knew someone was on to him. Either that, or he's just...
He's been biding his time for a while.
All we can... Wait, he's actually here? I didn't mean it! I swear!
No, it's coming from Silver Moon Hall. The Lady Kutar might be in danger.
Let's get over there, quick! Why is he attacking the damsel elect? What's going on?
No time for questions. Stop him!
This is insane.
Yehuda, get Kutar out of here!
On it.
Look where your feeble light has gotten you. Now, you shall plunge into darkness. Thalindus, soon, I will find a way.
Watch out!
Find them. Even if it means turning this place to ashes.
That was too close.
We barely made it out of there alive. What's that guy's deal? How'd he get so crazy strong?
Five?
He's a threat to this entire nation. I doubt his strength could even be measured by conventional standards.
I have a question. When me and Anefa showed up, we saw him chasing after this lady like he wanted her dead. What was that all about? We weren't there for the whole thing either. They were already—
Yeah, we didn't see how it all started. It all escalated so quickly. We had—
Kutar, can you shed any light on the situation?
Kutar. Cross-checking database. I see. So you're the one that the Frost Moon Scions refer to as the Moon Goddess?
Wait, she's the moon goddess? Oh, no wonder she looks just like all those statues.
There are many reasons why people might worship the moon, and just as many why they might despise it. I've never met that person before, but there was no mistaking his deep-seated hostility towards me. Why he holds me in such contempt, I cannot say. But since he hunts the power of the moon, it's no surprise that I am a target.
Kutar.
There are many potential motives. For instance, you help the traveler escape his grasp. This could be his way of taking revenge. It is also possible that he covets the Kuvaki inside you, and seeks to take it for his own. The list goes on. But, right now, devising a counter-strategy should be our #1 priority.
a counter strategy? But we don't stand a chance against an enemy like this. Surely our only option is to run. He's not gonna chase us to the end of the world. No, I can't say—
Running is our only option.
Huh?
You seem surprised, but what other choice do we have? We are facing an enemy we cannot possibly defeat in battle.
Well, I mean, yeah, but still.
It's not too late. I can distract him, so you have plenty of time to make your escape.
Wait, what?
Doesn't that make sense? I'm the one he's after. There's no need for you to risk your necks on my behalf. A coyote doesn't stop for bypassers while it's howling at the moon. What is it, Lump? The Frost Moon Scions have already grown accustomed to life without their goddess. My presence here is no longer essential, and this is not my home. so you needn't ask me to stay.
We can't just roll over and let him get away with this. That's not our style.
Yeah, we can't just call it. Besides, she pretty much saved my life back there. If I just ditched her now, I'd never forget.
We can't overlook that you have saved our lives multiple times now. To talk of returning the favor would be a little crass for.
River's true objective remains unclear. Even if we were to sacrifice Miss Kutar, there's no guarantee he would stop.
But
Kutar, I know why you left the Frost Moon Scion so long ago. It was because people started treating prayer as a form of trade. They would make self-centered wishes, force you to accept meaningless offerings in return, and then expect you to perform miracles for them. As if it were me, I might have walked away too. But I believe that time can change everything, and that sometimes it takes losing something precious to appreciate its true worth. After much reflection, I've realized that this was never about whether the Frost Moon Scions need you. Any relationship based on need is purely transactional. What I truly hope is that you'll choose to stay, not out of obligation, but as part of our family. You were born here, and now you've returned. Who knows?
thank you, Lauma. But my power is on the wane. I'm afraid I will be of little use to you now. Very well then.
Those times you saved us, we were transported across great distances in an instant. Is that one of your powers as the Moon Goddess?
It is, but I find it very draining. I barely managed to pull it off just now, and it will be some time before I'm strong enough to do so again. Rejected by the world, my power is dwindling. Like a lake cut off from its source, slowly shrinking away. Now, it has almost run dry.
What do you mean, rejected?
The three moons belonged to the ancient bygone era in which they came into being. From the moment I was born, the world itself has been steadily sapping away at my strength. The three moons are not one and the same. As the goddess of the Frost Moon, I cannot wield the powers of the other two. Yet moonlight has a way of blending together. Each can reflect the other's glow. So when our fingers touched, I was able to restore my strength by drawing Kuvaki, but this method of recovery is painfully slow.
It's the Wild Hunt! Even faster than we expected.
See how those Wild Hunt creatures are running away from us. They're likely just a scouting party.
Then what are we waiting?
Leave this place. Die the Frost Moon of old.
Ultimatum protocol. Cleanup sequence in.
Oh, they just keep coming! This is driving me nuts!
Rear's closing in on us. We need to pick up the pace.
There's too many of them! And this time, we can't fall back on Kutar's help to escape. This goes on much longer.
Close your eyes.
By the Frost Moon of old, lush as the moonlight.
Rush attack!
Ultimatum protocol. Defensive mode.
The night cometh. Be silent. Observe.
Ding dong butter!
With one heart, we pray.
Proceed, Mike. Preparing for dust up. Insulation chamber.
The long sleep beckons. Close your eyes.
Look, a rainbow!
Ultimatum protocol. Defensive mode.
For the everlasting forest.
Beware the creatures of the night.
side.
Insulation.
Oh. Okay.
What's the matter? Bit off more than you could chew?
Hold up! Uncle Varka! You're back from Amsvartnir? Whoa! You're Varka? Grand Master of the Knights of Favonius?
We could save the intros for later. Right now, let's get you all out of this hellhole. Follow me. I know somewhere you'll be safe.
Oh,
That's the one. Come on, move! There's no time.
Varka. Okay, Varka.
Wow! Where are we? This is so well hidden.
Well, that goes without saying. This is the Knights of Favonius' meeting place in Nodcry, and a contact hub for the Northern, aka the Black Market of Intel. No matter what faction you're with, it's the place to buy and sell information. As an expeditionary force on foreign soil, working with them has offered us the most effective way of getting our hands on... Anyway, where were we? Folks from Nodcry should be pretty familiar with me by now. But I believe this is the first time we... Allow me to introduce myself. I am Varka, Knight of Boreas, and Grand Master of the Knights of Favonius.
We've heard all about you. You look way younger than Paimon expected. But you definitely have that Grand Master vibe.
Well, I'm no spring chicken. Just not showing my age yet. Definitely feeling some of that back pain today, though. Rushed back from Amsvartnir without a wink of sleep.
Another? You mean you fought him before?
Yep. He wasn't nearly as strong back then, but he was still a formidable foe. I brought some of the knights along to give him a little surprise, but he saw us coming from a mile off. My squad took heavy injuries, and I barely made it out alive myself. We knew it might have been our last chance, so we staked everything on it. But still, it wasn't enough to stop him. I tried tracking him down afterwards, but he didn't leave a trace. Even in his unhinged mental state, he's as cautious as any trained operative. So, I decided to come find you. And as luck would have it, turned up to find you being ambushed by the Wild Hunt.
Is that why he's been frantically absorbing Kuvaki these past few days?
Maybe I'm part of the equation, but even if I weren't, I'm sure he'd still be gathering power. He's clearly...
Note to self. Uncle Varka's strength rating officially upgraded.
Guess it's my turn to ask questions now. So, what exactly has been happening in Nodcry? Why is the Wild Hunt returned in humanoid form? And why is it after you?
That's a long story, but I'll try to make it quick.
Wow, I had no idea so much had happened. Sounds like you guys have really been through it.
Varka.
So, the Kutar is actually a Fatui Harbinger. And that's a lot to take in.
I'm truly... You stood with...
You've got nothing to apologize for, Miss Moonchanter. You can plan 100 steps ahead and still slip up. That's just life. No one knows. And, to be perfect, but now that a new variable has come into play...
A new variable?
Who else? And in a strange way, I think his resurgence might not be an entirely bad thing. That said, while I know I was explaining everything just now...
You mean about our mystery?
That's right. From what you've said, not only did they lead you straight to some key files, they also shielded Hisi Island from a lethal Kuvaki blast. I don't know who or what could pull something like that off. Heck, even Miss Columbina doesn't have a clue.
I hadn't heard the story about those files. Would you mind repeating their titles for me?
Wild Hunt Phenomena Log, a Nodcryan Ratnik's Field Journal, and Kuvaki survey log.
Oh,
Another dead end. Guess all we can do now is hope that our mystery ally keeps showing up when we most need them. Still, your intel also explains something else I've been wondering about. But once we looked into it, it turned out to be a red herring. I doubt it's by chance that he happened to make his comeback while my attention was diverted. And from everything you told me, it sounds like his scheming began well before his return. So maybe luring me away was all a part of his plan. But is it even possible that he orchestrated all of this by himself? The Moon Maiden and the Raker of Solnari, Nodcry of all places. The way everything is unfolding, it can't be a coincidence.
So...
Right now, we've got at least 3 things to consider. Let's go through them one by one. First, we need to figure out how to take down Rerir. To my knowledge, the bulk of Nodcry's fighting force is already gathered here. But even with everyone united...
what if there was a way to tap into a new power of our own?
How so?
Have you thought of something, Columbina?
3 moons once watched over this world. The Eternal Moon was the largest. The Frost Moon was the brightest. And the Iridescent Moon was the most mysterious. They say that back then, the 3 moon goddesses wielded immense power. Enough to shape the workings of the world itself. I now bear the Frost Moon's power, and the Eternal Moon's marrow resides within the Traveler.
Hold on. Are you suggesting...
The iridescent moon, the last piece in the puzzle.
That's right. If we can find the Iridescent Moon's marrow, I will be able to regain my strength much more quickly.
The 3 moons are said to stir the tides and illuminate all things. Perhaps they hold further secrets.
According to my analysis, the solution is feasible. However, it is subject to one major condition. How do we locate the Iridescent Moon's marrow?
I know a way, but we will need to visit the Fatui's Experimental Design Bureau.
The experimental design...
Yes. I must speak with Sandrone.
It's a long way from here to the Experimental Design Bureau. There's a high chance you'll be spotted. You shouldn't go alone.
Then that's settled. Next up, as you saw for yourselves, when he was still in his wild hunt form, everything he did was for the sake of recovering his body and resurrecting himself. His first people's obsessions often reveal their greatest vulnerabilities. There must be a reason why he despises the moon so deeply. Perhaps it sheds some light on his title, the Raker of Solnari. The Wild Hunt has plagued Nodcry for centuries now. If we want to stop it for good, we have to get to the root cause of what's driving it.
It's true. We still know very little about him. If Kuthar hadn't given us that lead, we wouldn't even know his name.
But where would we even start?
Oh? That's a rather hasty conclusion for someone who's so painstakingly meticulous when it comes to dealing with machines.
Ah, she heard me.
Boss! What are you doing here?
I'm now asking myself the same question. I received a letter from a humble knight of Favonius, requesting a meeting to discuss a major business deal. But it looks like this humble knight had something else in mind.
Details, details. Miss Nefer, the important thing is that you've arrived at the perfect time. Since his failed ambush, I've been racking my brains trying to come up with a plan to fight Rerir. Given the severity of the situation, I think it's fair to say that our only chance lies in uniting as one. And I'm talking all the factions in Nodcry. We can't do this without the Curatorium. But I knew it'd be a tough job to win you over.
Wait a sec. How did you even hear about this place? Didn't you say this is meant to be the Knights of Favonius' meeting spot? And
You really think he could have gotten settled in Nodcry without my help? Besides, I'm the one running this gig.
Allow me to introduce the current head of the Northern Intelligence Network. If it's intel you're after, she's your woman. pretty much...
Please spare me the flattery. Let's cut to the chase. Seems like you've run into some trouble, huh? Well, this certainly qualifies as an unforeseen crisis.
So you're just going to...
Why should I get involved?
What if we told you?
Oh?
I can't put up... If you insist on compensation...
You just don't give up, do you? Too bad. I know you well enough to know you can't afford my prices. The riskier the job, the more it'll cost. And a moon chanter's stipend isn't exactly generous. Unless you're planning to start passing the donation box around among the faithful.
Boss, just a thought. Things got really dangerous during the fight with Rerir. If this girl hadn't saved me, I'd be leyline fought. If there's any way we can make this work, I'd really like to help her. Please?
This is why I'm always telling you never accept favors. You have to be careful who you get involved with, or you invite all kinds of misfortune. Very well. Yehoda, I will help. But just this once. Don't count on the Flynn's. That fragment...
Of course.
Let me borrow it. I need...
Wait, you actually have some leads?
Shh. This is top secret.
I get it. We all have things we'd rather keep to ourselves. Plus, I know we... And that brings me to the third and final item. I'm in for this part. No...
Count me in.
Come off it, you two. Quit. I'm way ahead of you here. Nefa did a scan of the Moon Goddess's Kuvaki signature, and we're gonna use it to make some decoys over at the Kramkake craft shop. Once they're ready, we'll deploy the decoys across Nodcry. So as long as the rest of you keep moving,
I like it. Genius.
No biggie.
All right, then. We'll split into 3 teams. Once your team has finished their mission, return here and wait for the others.
Lady Damselette. Wait. And you two? What? We've been doing our best to mine.
We're not looking for any trouble.
Do I need to remind you that you're still a wanted fugitive for deserting us? Out of consideration for our former ties and the crisis we're all...
Let them in.
But...
Are you going to make me repeat that?
No.
Sandrone seems to be in a good mood. Must...
So tell me, to what do I actually before you answer that? Just so we're clear, we're not colleagues anymore, Columbina.
I promise it's nothing big.
It seems like you've gotten the wrong idea here. The only reason I let you in was because I was bored. It seemed like a way to kill some time and whatever miscalculations I may or may not have made in the past, I haven't lost the plot enough to...
I'd like to speak with Arlecchino.
What?
Huh? You mean the knave?
I'd like to speak with Arlecchino. Is she in Nodcry?
No, she's not. Once the work on this facility was completed, she went back with the Rooster and Regrator. The only ones in Nodcry are me and... What is it you need to speak to her about anyway?
Rerir is hunting me. If I'm going to face him, I must first retrieve the lost moon. Is that a no, then?
As if I need reminding. I was this close to settling things with him before someone decided to whisk me away to their weird little garden.
Have you held any tea parties lately?
Tea parties? Yeah, obviously. You don't seriously think we'd pack it all in just because you aren't here. If anything, they've been more eventful than ever. Just me, Arlecchino, and a bunch of insolent and sensitive guests who won't stop asking where you've gone. Oh, they've been a real joy.
I bet you served them the worst tea you have. Just like you used to do to me when I upset you.
Who cares about how good the tea is when there's first Rosaline, now you? I'm running out of people who can make me laugh. Honestly, what could be more ridiculous than a multi-centenarian goddess who's only ever had the plain herbal tea she received as offerings?
You'd always brew a different type of tea for me each time. Was it really just to see how I'd react?
Well, duh. Why else? Watching you squirm was practically my only form of entertainment. Oh, yeah. And Capitano sometimes used to bring Tartaglia around, too. But I guess we won't be seeing him again. Well, I guess we are overdue for a get-together. Have Febronia pass a message to Arlecchino for me. It's time for tea. Will suffice.
Pass along a message for me, too, if you would. My body cannot contain the marrow of 2 moons, so I'll be leaving one of them in her care.
Excuse me? Who said you were on the guest list? If my tea meant that much to you, maybe quitting the Fatui wasn't your brightest move. Back when you were under the Tsaritsa's protection, no one would have dared come at you so openly.
But that protection didn't come for free. In fact, I paid dearly for it. At the end of the day, it was just another transaction. I just got tired, that's all. I never wanted any part in their grand ambitions. It brings back memories from the old days, when I was still worshipped as the moon goddess. Centuries on.
I figured you'd leave eventually. You didn't have as much of a reason to stay as I do. The Tsaritsa gave you shelter and protection, but that was it. Nothing more, nothing less. I get why you left. And frankly, I have no interest in dragging you back just because the higher-ups told me to. But if you keep hanging around with this riffraff, the next time we cross paths, we might be enemies for... that might be your plan. But it sounds... Huh? What? Listen.
My lady, it's the Wild Hunt. A horde of monsters is headed straight for the facility.
Another uninvited guest trying to crash my tea party. Clear the area. I'll handle this. Wait, what? You want us to leave you here by yourself? You'll be lucky to make it out of this alive. Go on, get out of here. You may have stopped Polonia from crushing him last time, but I've made sure that won't happen again. The entire... Stay and watch if you want, but it'll be at your own risk. You're not flagged as friendlies in the weapon system. Don't tell me what to do! Look, if you're leaving, make it quick. Or you'll just get in my way. There's a secret passage on the 2nd floor. It'll take... Stare all you want, Columbina. You're not getting another invitation to my tea party.
I know. But thank you anyway, Sandrone.
This is exactly why you shouldn't hang around with those people. Oh. Come on then, Mr. Ray here. Let's pick up where we left off. It's your Wild Hunt monstrosities versus my beautiful creation. Good work, Bosco 1. Bosco 2, prepare to fire! That's it! Keep them pinned down! Don't let them get near! Rotate out! Deploy all backup units! Get in there and hold the line! They're more tenacious than I thought. Whatever. This is where the real fun begins. Don't worry. Once this is over, I'll put you all back together again. I promise. Finally, the Ranger himself. Time to... Huh? Where'd he go? Uh-oh. Polonia, get him! I've upgraded Polonia again since our last encounter, and uploaded every last scrap of your data. So let's finish this, once and for...
She's not. Where did she go?
Hey! Over here!
Curse it. Moon. Go. Keep searching. cannot have gotten far.
So this is
Good deduct.
Whoa. I'm not sure
Whenever I've never faced I on the up.
If you ask me, you're about as
Once I take it, and also how death is.
Come on, boss. Lighten up. Quit talking about death.
For once, I agree with you. Is there anything I can do to help?
That won't be necessary. That shady merchant.
Come on. Anyway, I know who you're talking about. Don't go anywhere. I'll be right back. Quit dragging me. I genuinely can't.
Hey.
What is it? What's the big rush? You dragged me out of a dream where I was literally swimming in Mora. I'm charging double my usual attendance fee. See, look how...
Dory,
If you want to make it big in Nodcry, it's all about connections. Lady Neff, it was back when I first arrived in Nodcry. And wouldn't you know it, I've been giving her, plus any other friends you send my way, will enjoy 10% off. Huh, what can I say? The great Lord So...
You get.
Though at the very least...
What if I told...
Is that so? Then we really...
You're...
a power if you're will...
Then...
Course not! I have a handy little trinket from one of my generous suppliers, which... Hold on. What exactly are you getting at? No.
Let's just say I'm borrowing it, alright? Just favors are the worst.
Fine. You can borrow it for 5 days. No, make that 3. And for every extra hour after that, I'm charging you 1,000,000 Mora. Deal?
Deal.
What a way to start the day. Now, was there anything else you wanted? Or can I go back to bed now?
That will be all. Take care.
See you later!
Excellent. Everything is well and truly ready. After initiating the ceremony, your minds will follow me wherever I... So remember, don't be... Now then, let us peer into the Raker of Solnari's past. I made it. I don't recognize this style of architecture. Simple furnishings, table and chairs. It's a more ordinary house than I might have expected. Looks like the fearsome Raker of Solnari came from surprisingly... Unless this... Anyway.
Hi, Reverie. Since you're working extra hours tonight, I thought I'd keep myself busy by checking out that new kebab shop. I've heard good things about their menu. I'll test it out, and if it's as good as everyone's saying... P.S. New stash from the Universitas Magistrorum. I brought some goodies home. A few teacups and a pin rack. Hope you...
They didn't sign their name. But they must have been close.
I went over to Joseph's for drinks today. They have a fine collection, but I went alone. Felindis was tied up with something and couldn't make it. Joseph asked why I came alone, but I didn't really have an answer. He then went on to ask about other things. If you ask me,
Someone who asks that many personal questions is too nosy for their own good. But if he invites me again, chances are I'd still go.
The Lindis. That's the same name Rerir mentioned.
Crane imports keep falling. If things don't pick up, we'll soon be back to meat and mushrooms only. Honestly, I'm not a huge fan of that new type of mushroom everyone's been into lately. I don't care if it's an impressive feat of alchemy. That just isn't the kind of thing I like to eat.
Grain has to be imported, and they're eating a diet of mostly meat, and that would explain why they use so much stone in their building. They even use alchemically modified strains for food. Seems like the people...
I've just about saved up enough now. Time to buy it and keep it somewhere safe.
Making a big purchase. He really is a professional. No wonder he's so good at covering his track despite what he's become. It seems like he's retained certain habits. Did Rerir rip it out himself?
Before I met you, I was convinced that my heart was nothing more than a stagnant pool, the burial place of a fallen moon. It was you who helped me see that my heart...
This is just trivial sentimentality from the looks of it. Why would he go to the burial place of a fallen moon?
Rerir! Oh.
Dane! Oh, and, Vedaflin here? What is...
Hello there, Rerir. You need not address me so formally outside of court. He doesn't get that much free time, so I invited him over for a drink. Even the court prophet deserves a break every now and then, right?
Well, I'm flattered.
So, what are we discussing today?
Hey, don't look at me. As far as I see it, we don't need an excuse to have a few drinks.
Come on, don't give us that. Didn't you say you were about to pop the big question? How's that?
Who'd have thought the great Twilight Sword was an even greater gossip?
I just didn't expect you to be the first one to settle down and get married, that's all.
Yeah. If you told me that a few years ago, I wouldn't have believed you either.
So, are you planning to come clean about your job then? I'm guessing you still haven't told her.
Sure, I'll have to tell her at some point. But I'll need to pick the right time and place. To be honest, I haven't...
Come on, stop being such a pessimist. For all you know, she could be thrilled. I bet she'll be much more impressed by your actual job than the one she thinks you're doing now. A member of the King's Guard. Quite the cover story. Does the king himself even know?
Of course he does. Anyway, enough about me. How have you been?
Me? Same old, same old. Nothing much to... Huh? What's up, Ved? It's nothing.
Vedaflin, Dainslift's elder brother. Renowned throughout the court of Conria as the Visionary, and said to possess a wisdom far beyond the reach of any ordinary man. And yet, despite the gulf between us, he seems to have something to say about me. Does he even know me? Does he see me as a friend of his brother, or just another of the Vinster King's blades? Why did he react so strongly? Was it really to do with what we were talking about?
Brown, curly hair and brooding blue eyes. So this is what Rerir looked like back in the perfectly normal. As frightening as this monster is in the present.
Felindis? You're back early?
Our equipment's being serviced today, so I got off early. Aw, why the long face?
Went for a drink with Dane and the others after work.
Isn't that a good thing?
Vedifnir showed up today, too. You know, Daneslif's older brother.
Ah, Mr. Vedifnir. Yes, I've heard of him. They say that everything he says ends up coming true.
He overheard Daneslif mention that I'd recently proposed, and seemed to have an issue with it. But when I asked what it was, he kept it to himself.
So, you're worried? You could be such a child sometimes, Revier. We're nobodies. Why would the Visionary be concerned about us? I'm sure someone in his position has much bigger fish to fry. You worry too much, Revier. We've been together for ages now, and everything's been going so well, has it not? You've even proposed.
So...
Like I said, I need some time to decide. You can't just rush into things like this.
All right. Nobodies. Sounds about right. In the eyes of people like Vedifnir and Danes, can someone whose gaze is so fixed on a far-flung future even see the present clearly? Meanwhile, every idea they come up with and every decision they make, it affects everything. The opposition tried to speak out, but nothing came of it. And I'm under no illusions as to why. A man can have 1,000 reasons to carry a sword, but there are few good excuses to use it. Yet the king has never even considered a gentler approach. What becomes of someone who kills on another's behalf? Can he... Thelindis? It's nothing. You were right. Fate has never smiled upon nobodies like us. There's no reason we can't keep living happily together.
See? You just need to stay positive, Revier. I can feel your warmth, your breath. You're right there. Just seeing you makes me happy in a way I can't explain. And that's something...
You're right.
That's better. Getting caught up about things like this will only ruin our evening. Speaking of which, all set for the ball tonight?
You go ahead. I just have a few things to take care of, then I'll...
Even busier than the big shots, huh? Fine, I'll go get started. But don't be...
Relax. Seriously, though, you drive a hard bargain. You're really gonna leave my proposal hanging and still expect me to take...
Well, that goes without saying. Besides, they're too...
All right. White outfit it is.
It seems like Rerir was deliberately hiding his ties to the intelligence service. He clearly doesn't want his would-be fiancé to know about his other life. Let's dig up.
Our last operation was a resounding success.
After all these years since the dynasty's fall.
Indeed, it cannot be denied. Yet it was destiny that the Crimson Moon should be overcome by the eclipse. Conria has no further need for a dead moon. But alas, there was...
That's not entirely true. Much about the Crimson Moon era was worthy of remembrance. Many of its secrets remain unsolved to this day.
You still haven't told her what you really do.
Where would I even start? How do you tell someone that you're one of the king's hand-picked executioners? That your hands are steeped in blood?
You didn't choose this life, any more than I did. Orphans like us.
But I'll sure as heck be the one to pay for it. Speaking of which, we need to be more rigorous in the way we identify direct. Someone, it seems, has strong opinions about my future plans. Most likely my marriage in particular.
Your concerns are not unfounded. They've taken out many of our colleagues these past few years, and for that very reason. Take care, Reihir of Solnari. I look forward to toasting you at your wedding.
Thanks, Thorkel. You look up... Felindus, I never wanted to keep this from you. You're the last person I would ever want to lie to. But that's exactly why I can't tell you everything. There are things you shouldn't know. The moonlit dynasties are a thing of the past. Yet even now, with the sun shining high, could that be why Vedalfnir held back? I have to get a clear answer from him.
Rerir seems to be very concerned by Vedalfnir's reaction. Vedalfnir and Dainsleif, the Visionary and Twilight Sword. So that's what I've investigated this whole area now. Should I try somewhere else?
So, he's late after all. Are you waiting for someone, ma'am?
Oh, sure.
Thank you.
For some.
I'm only telling the truth. Look me in the eyes. You'll see I'm not lying.
You're.
May we have a word in private?
Who are you? And what?
It doesn't matter who I am. Too many of our kind have fallen lately, so I decided to take the risk of reaching out. Not long ago, the Ray here of Solnari led an assault on one of our strongholds. We suffered many casualties, and many who came to our aid lost their lives as well.
Sorry, I don't know why you're telling me this.
Wait, hear me out. This time we finally got a clear look at his face and learned his His name is Rerir, and he claims to be one of the King's guards.
What did you say?
A cruel irony, isn't it? The man you're set to marry leads a double life as a brutal executioner. But surely, you must have caught a whiff of the blood on his hands.
Why are you telling?
Simple.
How strange. Rerir was nowhere to be seen in that memory. It clearly belonged to the Lin. Rerir couldn't possibly know what happened if he wasn't even there. Why would her memories appear in his fragment? The ceremony won't last much longer.
So that was your doing? Did you just pull us inside Rerir's fragment to spy directly on his memories?
Any more questions, and I'll have to start charging.
I had no idea I got it.
I'm just as curious. Luckily, we managed to
So far, so especially the.
If you're worried.
If I know
Oh, they've been prowling around for nearly 2 days now. Oh, they might not have seen us yet, but them. Oh, that's. If they spot us, they'll run straight back. Oh. Quick, hide! We almost got spotted. Phew, that was a close call. Watch out! He's coming this way! Keep going. We're nearly there. This is the final hurdle. Oh, there's no end to the...
Fire.
Fire? Wait, what's that smell? Oh no! There's a fire!
Sandrone was right. You look weak, Columbina. The old you would never have let such lowly creatures bar your way. Word has it that you did something for the Tsaritsa, and that's why you've lost most of your power. Freedom comes at a heavy price.
It's Arlecchino!
Hello again, Columbina. And greetings, guests of the House of the Hearth.
It's been a while, Arlecchino.
Stupid right here of stupid Solnari. Ugh, whatever. I've got all the data I need. Next time we meet... he sure doesn't pull his...
Excuse me, do you...
You can do me a favor by staying out of my way. Wait a minute.
Hello, Miss Sandrone. Father sent...
How considerate of... Hey, Fremine, get over here and help me fix this. Lenny, you do your thing. Just keep your sister away from my machines. Nearly every machine that cat girl touches ends up going haywire.
Then let's start downstairs. Fremine, you've got it.
Wait a second. Pretty sure there's still some tea in the cupboard. If you want some, you'll have to make it yourselves.
Hurry up, Brassa!
Rise with the sun! Full throttle! Yeah!
It's a relief to see you all made it back in one piece.
Huh? Feels like there's quite a few people missing. Where's Flint's and the others? And what about Niffer?
I returned ahead of them. Flint is helping Ino and Anefa to set up the decoys and buy us some time.
Boss is still wrapping things up on her end. She sent us back to fill you all in on the top secret intel we...
I see. But first, who do we have here? You brought someone else in to help?
Greetings. I was invited here to help as a longtime Tea Party companion of Columbina's. You may call me Arlecchino.
Surely it can't be.
Those eyes. Oh, where...
The only Arlecchino I know is the fourth of the Fatui Harbingers. So either you share a pretty uncommon name, or you're more than just a Tea Party buddy.
You are well informed, Grandmaster. A man from Mondstadt living all the way out here in Nodcry, and yet the people and affairs of Snezhnaya seem to hold a special place in your heart.
Oh, the feeling's mutual. Sounds like you know all about who I am, too.
A Fatui Harbinger.
The atmosphere in here just got really tense.
I must admit, though, I'm a little curious. Seeing as the moon goddess no longer belongs to the Fatui.
Nor does Nodcry belong to Mondstadt, Mr. Varka. Yet still, you're fighting for it all the same. Things don't always have to have a tangible payoff. Of course, I can't say there's nothing in it for me at all. But that's between Columbina.
Forgive me. I don't mean to doubt you. It's just that the Fatui really have... We have our own way of doing things.
I know there's been a lot of bad blood between us in the past. I've done my utmost to avoid friction whenever I could. But sometimes fundamental conflicts of interest simply can't be settled amicably. That's why I'm here solely in a personal capacity. This has nothing to do with the Fatui. As a gesture of good faith, I'll be frank. I can help Columbina track down the iridescent moon's marrow, which will help her restore more of her power. Anyway, what else is on the agenda? Let's begin.
She says she'll be frank, then completely skips over the details. But she clearly wants to change the subject. It'd be awkward if I tried to bring it up again now. I guess we'll just have to go along with it. She's the fourth of the Fatui Harbingers, after all. One look and you can tell she's not someone you'd want to mess with.
Well, since Miss Arlecchino sounds confident in her ability to handle that, we'll proceed to the next topic.
All right.
The dregs of the Crimson Moon.
Mm-hmm. In the memories, there was a lot of talk about the Crimson Moon and Eclipse, and a whole bunch of other stuff from the time of Conria.
To my knowledge, those were the names of 2 different Conrian dynasties. Long, long ago, it is said that the people of Conria worshipped the Crimson Moon, drawing a mysterious power from its... But one day, a coup saw the Crimson Moon eclipsed, hence the name of the new dynasty that replaced it, and how it became the new emblem of Conria.
Still, long after the Crimson Moon dynasty had fallen, in those days, Rerir showed no signs of madness. In fact, he was... What's the matter?
Stephanie, Granddaughter, Flinders, Flinders.
Interesting.
Well, she was...
Oh, and one more thing. For some reason, Rerir's fragment also...
Well, no shortage of potential leads, I'll give you that. In any case, it sounds like we can conclude that while Thelindis was still around... Thelindis, it seems, must have been the one thing in this world that he couldn't let go of.
Why do you need to know that? Hold on. If she was a pure-blood Conry... Oh yeah! Just like how it was with the captain.
If we could somehow find her, do you think there's any chance Rerir...
It's possible. But it would take that merchant who Nefer knows, Dori Sangama Bay. Maybe we...
Alright then. Let's keep working at Traveler, Paimon, Kutar, and Miss Arlecchino. We'll go look for the iridescent moon's marrow. As for the others...
On the way over here, I noticed that the Wild Hunt monsters had grown even more frenzied in their search for Kutar. At this rate, the people living here will be in grave danger.
I'll head back to the Kirito...
Feels good knowing... Given that the Wild Hunt has been a lot more active lately, the Lightkeepers have likely begun their own operations too. I'll hold the fort for now, then discuss our next move with Flints, Aino, and Anefa when they get back.
Alright then.
Well, the clock's ticking. If that's everything, we'll be on our way.
We'd better get moving too. We'll try to buy you as much time as we can.
Stay safe, everyone.
We're back. Did we get here?
Everything going smoothly on your end?
Not great. I don't know how long we can stall them for. The decoys are getting taken out way faster than we imagined. I'm gonna make some more later, but I need a timeout first. I'm so tired. Oh, right!
Sure, Uncle Varka. You previously told us about how when you went to investigate a source of the Wild Hunt, but according to Flint's intel, several outbreaks of the... That was before Rerir had regained his body, when he was far from regaining his full strength. In other...
Flint's, with everything that's been happening, the Lightkeepers across Nodcry are rallying to fight back against the Wild Hunt. They're gonna need your help. I know, I'm sure you're capable of coming up with something far more effective than decoys. But for now, you should stay here and get some rest. And Effa and I will head back over to Amsfartnir to see if there's anything I missed.
I told you Uncle Varka would say that, didn't...
Database updated. Reliability of Aino's predictions increased.
What does that mean? It's the obvious.
We already decided that in effort, someone needs to hang back and oversee our strategy meetings. And besides,
So I've ended up with the...
Here, this will...
Arlecchino, hold up a second! Since you brought us all this way, we still haven't got the slightest idea what's going on here. And if even...
Simple. Because I am an inheritor of the royal bloodline of the Crimson Moon. And one of the last surviving embers of the Two Worlds' flames.
Huh? Are you serious? As in, you're a descendant of that Crimson Moon dynasty we were just talking about?
Your surprise is understandable. I was also taken aback when I first learned of it. But the more I thought about it, the more I realized the signs had been there all along. When I was young, I discovered I could wield a very special kind of fire. It coursed like blood through my veins and smoldered away inside my nerves. What's more, whenever I experienced strong bursts of emotion or drew too deeply on this power, it was like some kind of presence within the fire would begin to gnaw away. Exactly. That is why my hands are like this, too. At first, I saw it only as a curse, but once I became a harbinger, the jester apprised me of the truth. Together with my own investigations over the past few years, there are several things that I have gradually come to understand. For instance, take the so-called Crimson Moon. In truth, it is nothing more than the shattered remnants of the iridescent moon, fused with the abyss to prolong. Since this blood flame was bestowed upon me by the Crimson Moon, it is a fusion of the iridescent moon's former power and the corruption of the abyss. You all understand the nature of the abyss well enough. I draw upon its power, and in return, it hungers for my soul. This strange blackness is the mark of corruption it has left behind.
If I recall correctly, you once told me that if the corruption ever made it to your heart, you'd become a completely different person.
Yes, and that's the reason I'm always careful not to push my power too far. It's essentially a never-ending tug-of-war. Anyway, the rest of my story can wait. Is there anything else about the Crimson Moon or the Iridescent Moon that you're unclear about?
Paimon has a question! So, the Crimson Moon that the Karians used to worship was actually the Iridescent Moon, right? Which was one of the three Moon Sisters. Does that mean that the Karians were to the Crimson Moon as the Frost Moon Scions are to...
So much of that history has been lost. We have no way of knowing exactly what they were like. But I would suspect that the Conrians weren't as devout in their moon worship as it might appear. The iridescent moon's remains simply served as their link to the Abyss. Later on, perhaps someone discovered a way to make direct contact with the Abyss. Or maybe there was some kind of ideological divide. Either way, a dissenting faction staged a coup and drove out the royal heirs of the Crimson Moon dynasty. Still, even with the dark sun looming high overhead, the Crimson Moon's glow never truly faded. If you want living proof, it's standing right before...
The first time we met, I sensed something familiar in your presence. When I looked at you, I felt I could see that mysterious red moon in the corner of my eye. In your
Well, I appreciate that you kept it to yourself. Much about the Crimson Moon is still a mystery, and I'd prefer not to end up as the object of an insane research project. Anyway, time is against us here, so if there's I just want to make sure I've got one thing straight. In her letter, Sandrone mentioned that since you are unable to contain the iridescent moon's marrow yourself, you intend to leave it in my custody.
That's right. For now, it's the only way I can pay you back for your help. The iridescent moon is already part of who you are. So with its marrow in your possession, you'll be even more powerful than before.
Deal. Then let's get started.
Get what started? What does this place have to do with the crypt?
When I first became a harbinger, the Jester gave me a book called Harry, also known as Leobranto Innamorato. You should be able to buy a copy next time you're in Fontaine. It's a love story set in the Crimson Moon era, or so the story goes. There was an orphanage that received children from beyond the bounds of this world, and subjected them to a peculiar induction ceremony.
Beyond the bounds of this world? For real?
The Crimson Moon sages looked beyond this world for beings with powers that surpassed the gods. But fearing they might lose control, they made these children crawl up a fireplace and kept asking them, "Have you died? Did you see it?" Until they finally admitted to having died and seen a crimson moon. The adults embraced the children who passed the ritual, telling them, "Within the fireplace, you have traversed the flames between two worlds. Here and now, you are born anew." The book leaves much unsaid, but I suspect that this was their way of branding the children they had enrolled, leaving an indelible mark upon them so that they would forever live in the Crimson Moon's light.
That explains why I can't sense the Crimson Moon's marrow in this world. It makes...
But there's no fireplace here.
That won't be necessary. The fireplace is purely symbolic. The key to the ritual is crossing the flames between two worlds. In other words, the flames that burn within. Those burned away by such flames leave behind a kind of ghostly afterimage in the world. In the days of Conria, people believed they could be used to bridge the gap between the two worlds of life and death. In short, I can open a passage to that space for you. That's the catch, is I'll need to stay on this side to keep the passage open. So I won't be able to come with you. Very well. Then I'll open it up.
Traveler, spare me a little more moonlight if you would. Thank you. I feel like I've recovered some of my strength now. It should be enough to move us across short distances.
Mistress of the seven hues of ages past, great mother of the present, crimson-clad sovereign of the two realms, by fire severed, by fire renewed, I offer myself now and beseech your descent. One word of advice. As you're crossing over, no matter what voices you hear, do not answer.
Got it!
I sense a sinister gloom inside, but also the familiar light of the moon. I feel that I am about to meet an old friend who has changed beyond all recognition. What a tragic sight. Fragments of your broken body, seized by the abyss, and hung up aloft like mummified remains. Iridescent moon, was this truly what you wished for?
There's something spooky about this place. Feels like something is lurking in the fog. Paimon's right behind you. By the way, Columbina, didn't you tell us that the iridescent moon had shattered into pieces? The moon up there looks pretty whole to Paimon. How is that possible?
Just like I thought. It was only a facade.
Light it up! Wrath from the sky!
Running late again. Look out below! Charge!
Yep, get to work!
It's justice o'clock! Huh? Huh? For real? That's way too high! There's no...
No. I'm not sensing anything up there. It's coming from under the mountain.
Let's see... Ah! There's some kind of weird shadow over the water! Wait, see that?
Gotta steer clear of other people.
Looks like a device from the time of Karia. Maybe people once came here to study the Crimson Moon's domain, and they left this behind. Oh, if we can activate it, we might find some clues. Hey, look at that! Do you think these mechanisms might be...
Felindis, we'll leave the rest of the research in your hands. We'll be heading back now.
I hope this isn't ruining date night.
Ugh. Mind your own business. Just leave me some snacks on the table.
Felindis? Is that Rerear's girlfriend? Oh yeah! So...
The Abyss has made this space extremely unstable. Maybe that's why some of the things she said and did were preserved here.
Whenever I see this view, it takes me back to a poem from my childhood. Waning moon, oh lifeless damsel, weeping on the mountain crest. Mourning still in wistful tone, her fragile soul now laid to rest. For me, of all people, to be here investigating the mysteries of the Crimson Moon space. Is it a coincidence? Or something more?
My parents always say, no matter how busy life gets, you should always sit down and enjoy a proper meal when you get hungry. What I like to do is stack my plate up high, then squash it all.
like the Abyss has messed up this mechanism. We need to find a way to get it working again. Let's see if there are any other devices nearby.
Headbutt! Heads up! Hero incoming! Ha! Hurry up, Brassa! By my spark, the night burns! It's justice o'clock!
Fulfill our pact! Bring it! Rise with the sun!
Good! Hero incoming!
I see. So the moon marrow, or rather the power of the 3 moons, is the gift. Really does exist. Then maybe this madness can finally be put to an end.
Here I go! Here I go!
Light it up!
There's cover behind the rocks!
With the Abyss inhibitors in place, I should be able to access the chamber with the moon marrow. Oh, Rerir, with every step you take, you're drifting further from what you truly desire. But you're not the root of the problem. Ever since that outsider set foot in Conria, if only I could get my hands on that outsider.
Reflection is back to normal. Elendis' voice mentioned a chamber with the moon marrow.
It must be. For within it, I sense the fragile aura of a dying soul.
Then there's no time to lose.
Rev the engines!
These things are so creepy. Looks like we'll have to destroy them if we want to get to the iridescent moon's marrow. There must be the iridescent moon's marrow. Oh, but we'll need to destroy these things before we can reach it.
Show no mercy! Rise with the sun!
Yeah! Kapow! Hero incoming!
Light of the blazing sun! Incinerate! Rev the engines!
The iridescent moon's marrow, still burning away like an undying flame, yet now contaminated by the abyss. If we can purify the abyssal power within, it's so cold. Is it you?
Huh?
At long last, I can see you once more. Our fates have crossed. I'm sorry. I lied to you. Even knowing what was to come, I still couldn't let go of the fear in my... The moment the moon shattered, my body began to split apart piece by piece. Like, Tell me, what was it that brought you to us? All that time, you look so puzzled. But trust me when I...
What was that all about? Was that the goddess of the iridescent moon? It sounded like she was speaking to a long-lost friend. But none of us have ever met her before.
Perhaps. She took me for the goddess of the frost moon she once knew. For a fading soul like hers, our auras must be too similar to tell apart.
But anyway, we've got the iridescent moon's marrow now. That should help you regain your strength, right? Alright. Time to leave this place and meet back up with our... That's odd. This place looks different than when we came in.
Waning moon.
Huh?
Oh, lifeless damsel.
Oh. Hurry! The place is collapsing!
It wants to trap us here.
Who's it? The abyss?
Now we've taken the moon marrow. All that's left here is a dark will. It will show us no mercy.
Give it back! The crimson moons! My marrow! My heart! Finally! Huh? Oh no! The exit's blocked! They're back! Now what do we do?
This is where you fall. Witness my rise. What are you waiting for?
Wow, Arlecchino. Best.
Oh, wait, was that you? Wait, your hands! They're...
Oh, this? Don't worry. It's a small price to pay. The Abyss wanted to trap you inside, and I defied its will by bringing you out. No wonder. No. I have paid the price, albeit a small one, and it cannot be undone. My hands have already fused with the Abyss. Purification would simply destroy what...
Oh...
As much as I'd like to call it a favor, the truth is I was simply holding up my end of the deal.
Yes, you did your part. And as promised, I will leave the iridescent moon's marrow in your care. From this day forth, may the two worlds' flames burn ever more brightly.
I'll take that as a blessing. Now, Columbina, give me your... Feeling stronger?
Hey, Columbina! Are you
I'm fine. Our powers are a little at odds.
By the Frost Moon's authority alone, wielding the power of the other moons was always going to be a stretch. Still, I think it's fair to say that your strength has returned. At least to the level it was at as Third Harbinger.
It's still not enough. There's no way I can hope to challenge Rayrear like this. Just one more ray of moonlight, if you would. It's okay. I can take...
How about now? Fighting fit?
At the very least, I won't have to stay hidden like before. I want to see him gone from Nodcry. The Ray here of Solnari and his wild hunt must be sent back where they belong.
Well, it's good to have something to aim for. You certainly seem more alive now than you did earlier. When I first met you, you didn't strike me as a ray of moonlight. More like a wisp of fog drifting in from who knows where, ready to scatter at the first sign of a breeze. But now, you're full of vitality. Just like the Frost Moon, once the brightest of them all. May you keep shining, Columbina. This is who you are.
Thank you. Look after yourself too, Arlecchino. I know you have plans of your own, and that's why you're always seeking to grow stronger. But whatever you're after, don't let the Abyss take a hold of you. I do not wish to see you go down the same path as Rayrear.
I appreciate the concern, Columbina. Although perhaps it's time you took a new name.
A new name?
Kutar, the Moon Maiden, Columbina. They're nothing more than code names. They describe who she is and the roles she's played, but they're not her real name. We often use code names in the House of the Hearth, too. But it's knowing your real name that keeps you grounded. Up till now, you've been living a wandering life, so you've probably never really cared. All I'll say is this. Once you've defeated Rayrear, give it some thought. All right, that's it from me.
You're the best!
I appreciate the gesture. It speaks to your good character. Anyway, let's get going. There are more urgent things to do right now than trade compliments.
It was a close call, but we got the iridescent moon's mirror. In other words, mission accomplished. Paimon wonders how everyone else is doing. Oh, do you think? Oh, hey, look! Flint's! Well,
All is well.
I ran into Miss...
You seem rather...
I certainly am. Fighting alone can get...
We meet again.
Albedo! What are you...
Thankfully, tracking you down turned out to be a lot...
These two courageously lent me a hand while I was fighting the Wild Hunt. When they told me they were Servarka's colleagues, it all made sense. And given how people of outstanding...
So? Who's your trap?
Why don't you come and introduce yourself?
A gentleman of few words, I see. And a rather stern countenance. I presumed you were acquainted with him. Is that not the case?
It's nice to meet you. Again. We've technically met before.
Wait a sec! You're Minnie Durin!
That's right. It's me. I'm glad to see you again.
By the way, he says it's okay if you drop the mini.
Yeah, I'm not as mini as I used to be.
Interesting, isn't it? The first step towards blending into human society appears to be reflecting on whether one's name really reflects who they are.
Wow! You look so different!
Thank you, Paimon. And although you're as mini as ever, I understand that diminutives don't always convey endearment. I'll be—
Wow! You're such a smooth talker now!
Personally, when people call her...
You're absolute...
Uh-oh.
Judging from your expressions, I'm guessing...
It's getting crowded here.
No need.
Thank you for your hospitality, ladies and gentlemen, but I was merely escorting my friends back. I'll be meeting Sandrone shortly, as we still have some things to discuss. It's been a pleasure, everyone. But this is where I'll say goodbye.
We really appreciate your help.
Oh, come on. Spare the formalities. I'm just glad I could help out some true friends.
I understand. Well, bye for now, Harlequino.
Oh, this place is hopping. It's probably a good thing one of us left. Otherwise, we might not fit all these people in.
Are you saying we're about to run out of chairs?
As a matter of fact, I am. Come on in and see for your... I overheard your little chit-chat outside, by the way. With Miss Columbina's colleague gone, we should be back to the original crew plus the other colleagues, though it looks like we have another new face. Someone else may—
Frankly, you and Paimon are the only people I know here.
This here is Deansliff, colleague of Tibet's greatest guide, Paimon, and greatest adventurer, the Traveler. Well, not exactly colleagues, more sort of friends.
When someone else jumps in to do the announcing, you know you're speaking to someone important.
Let's hear what he has to say.
Note to self. Once Paimon knows your name, the rest of the world will soon follow.
When he comes looking for us, it's usually something important.
From the looks of it, you're about to hold a meeting. If I were to say that the Wild Hunt is our mutual enemy...
As the saying goes, the enemy of my enemy is my friend. Mr. Dainsliff, there's a seat with your name on it. Though, I can't promise the same for everyone else. Hey, Albedo, think you can rustle up a couple more chairs?
After all this time apart, Grandmaster Varka's first order is to rustle up a couple more chairs.
Is he being sarcastic?
Hey, he's your brother. Why are you asking us?
I've still got a lot to learn about the nuances of human conversation. Trying to decipher Albedo's way of speaking has been like...
Oh, good point. Paimon gets you now.
I wonder what's taking Nefer so long.
Perhaps you should go and check in with her.
I just got back.
Miss Nefer doesn't strike me as the type to share secrets. Under such circumstances, would it not be tactless for me to...
Oh, but it's fine.
What can I say?
Impressive. She barely fought back at all.
As I'm sure Miss Lauma will...
Another trick is to simply hide in the background.
Spoken like a...
Anyway, looks like we've got some time to... Feel free to check...
You're both awfully quiet. Why don't I start us off with an icebreaker? Have either of you ever had your port...
That sounds like a...
I dabble a...
He's an...
I'm flattered.
If I ever get...
I'll bear that in...
Oh, whatever stop...
Very well.
You can replicate...
I can try.
Thank you.
Is there something you'd like to say to me?
Yeah! For starters, why'd you just...
If you think back to our previous interactions, you may recall...
You do have a point. Oh yeah! You'll need to find somewhere to stay the night too, right?
Sure.
Great! Paimon will travel it. And in return...
If that's what you had in mind, you should have said...
Oh, okay then. Anyway, since we're all here together...
Indeed.
Truth be told,
you're not alone. Itlua is a good...
Come on. Let's just keep this...
That goes without...
Anyone else in the know?
It's dangerous.
Then, in the name... Of course. Ah, Miss Nefer. You made it after all. But what about you?
I'm here to give you an update on how things are going on our end.
Not so loud! We're on a roll here. What?
Huh? I didn't say anything. Right, Flints?
Must have been a fraud.
Anyway, before we begin, first up, we have Miss Lauma. As Moon Chanter, she's the lead. Nefer is leading the investigation into Rerer's background, assisted by Yehoda and Lauma. From over here, we have Mr. Flints, a Ratnik and guardian of the abandoned lighthouse. In our last for those of you who've never met, this is Mr. Albedo, a renowned alchemist and captain of the Knights of Favonius investigation team. By his side is a new face for us all, myself included, Mr. Durin, who has come to lend his aid. Next up, we have the Moon Maiden and former Fatui Harbinger, Then we have the Traveler, who's earned more titles than I could possibly hope to list out, so I'll spare you the rundown. And Paimon, the ultimate travel companion and quite possibly the best.
Wow! That's a lot of people!
Miss Nefer, it looks like you might have another job coming your...
You think I haven't got enough on my hands as...
That would be me, Miss Nefer. I have a commission for you.
And you are?
Who I am doesn't matter right now. What does matter is that I'd like you to gather more intelligence about the Recher of Solnari.
Well, it's not as if we never take on anonymous commissions. But in your case, I'll have to decline. I'm gonna take a wild guess and say your job's probably more hassle than it's worth. Something about you seems like bad news.
It's my eyes, isn't it?
Conrian, I assume. And what's with the mask? Are you trying to hide your identity? In any case, the fact that you're even still alive raises an awful lot of questions for me.
My name is Dainsleif. And yes, I am from Conria. As I'm sure you're aware, the Recher of Solnari's real name is Rerir. He was once an acquaintance of mine.
Really? Then you must have been quite an influential...
You flatter me, but none of that matters anymore. My point was simply to clarify why I have asked Miss Nefer to investigate Rerir's...
So you're both from Conria, and it sounds like you used to be friends? What am I missing here?
I'll tell you everything I know. The history of Conria, the names and identities of the 5 sinners. I remember it all like it was yesterday. I have never spoken openly of this before. But the truth was exactly as people say. The 5 sinners were each driven by their own desires, and it was by playing upon these that the Abyss tempted them to their fall, tearing Conria apart in the process. The visionary, Vedafenir, who wished to foretell the future. The wise, Haroptatir, who sought limitless knowledge. Gold, Rhindaughter, who desired to create life. The foul, Sertologi, who pursued supreme strength. And last, but not least, Recher of Solnari, Rerir, Ravager of the Moon. Of the 5, Rerir is the only one who remains a mystery to me. He never harbored grand ambitions. So what changed in the space of a single night? How did he come to fall like the others?
In other words, you're saying that his change came as a shock to you, and you have no idea what actually happened?
That's right.
You mentioned how the Abyss tempted them, which led to their fall. But what did that look like in practice? And what other context?
Strangely, now that it comes to it, I hardly know where to begin. The fateful night took place during the era of the Eclipse Dynasty. One day, my elder brother, the visionary, Vedifenir, was summoned to the palace by the Vinster King, only for the king to gouge out his eyes. When I came to hear of this, my fury knew no bounds. I gathered together every ally I thought I had, and together, we set a night to storm. Centuries on, the memories of that night still haunt me, like a never-ending nightmare. We broke through the path, but then I was betrayed. Even Vedifenir, the very person I had come to rescue, abandoned me and partook of the...
So, it's personal after all. Then tell me, Mr. Dainsleif, what price are you willing to pay?
I cannot say what price would be worthy of such a commission. But know this. Rerir was not always a madman. Believe it or not, there was a time when he was just an ordinary man. Uncovering the truth of Rerir's past is the only way to unravel this mystery. But before you decide if you will accept my commission...
Sounds pretty good to me. Feels like we just flagged down a random passerby.
Can I borrow you?
Hey, enough with the what?
Relax. It was meant to...
I'll give your proposal some serious thought, Mr. Dainsleif.
Before that, there's a few things I'd like to share.
Now that we've united the hearts of the three moons, you're...
I believe it. You've done so much for me. So I want to be complete. From the moment I was born so far, I have yet. Even so, I will do everything in my power to help you drive out the Ray here of Solnari. As Arlecchino put it,
Kutar.
Defeating the Ray here of Solnari will be no easy task. While my strength...
Naturally. We should take all...
We've considered several Is it even possible to... Given Albedo's expertise in alchemy...
Understood.
As for the other...
So you're placing... You sure have a talent for changing your tune, Miss Moonchanter. Timid
I almost don't want to leave the...
I have faith in you, Miss Nefer.
Oh? And what...
This isn't about...
Look at them.
And I'm the one they...
Is that right?
Anyway, Mr. Dainsleif, let's talk.
This whole experience... Why?
Quite the opposite.
Thank you for waiting.
It's okay.
That's very considerate. Now, I trust you share my curiosity about Rerir's past, and you seem fairly familiar with Mr. Danes. We spoke at some length after the meeting. He was the one who suggested I should invite you to join this operation.
Dane has a lot of faith in us, that's for sure.
Likewise. I appreciate that you got right on board without interrogating me about why I invited you. It shows that you trust me to explain everything.
That's because we know what you're capable of. We appreciate you too, Nefer.
That's one way to put it. All right. The reason I think of this as once the lastly.
Well,
there's a little in the event that's
I second.
So, Paimon's Lake.
Good. Please.
So, did Mr. Dainsleif tell you anything else?
He told me that he believes Rerir kept some big secrets in his life.
But surely you're not planning to go...
If you think that, you'd be overestimating. But I do have my own professional reasons for taking this job. You think I'd turn down the opportunity to get a first-hand glimpse into Conrian history?
Well, as long as you don't let...
You're so...
All right.
All set over here, too.
Promise, Paimon, you'll be extra.
All right. Close your... Phew. Could this be his office? Pretty standard setup. Bookshelves, according to date. Is this where you keep your secrets, Rarier? Can't say I'm not looking forward to this. He looks even gloomier. He looks even gloomier than...
Today's files are in. Male, 51. Occupation, cook, neutralized. This one should be archived under Purge. Female, 23. Occupation, office clerk. Confirmed Crimson Moon descendant. Has maintained frequent contact with other neutralized. Another one for purged targets. Sounds like she was that other man's daughter. Never mind. Male, 40. Occupation, teacher. Confirmed Crimson Moon descendant. Has been observed making contact with other descendants during the past year. Neutralized on... Just another no-bot. Come to think of it, I remember surveilling this man. A case like his never would have been considered a priority in the past. Female, 16. Occupation, none. Or neutralized. Filed. I have no recollection of this girl. None whatsoever. She... Female, 13. Neutralized and... Filed. Neutral. Male.
It's funny, isn't it? Your job is becoming both harder and easier at the same time, depending on how you look at it. Sooner or later, the Crimson Moon descendants will be completely wiped out. But as their numbers dwindle, they become harder and harder to track down.
That's not how it is.
Fortunately, however, most of the able-bodied adults have already been taken care of. The remaining weaklings will be increasingly easy to deal with.
No! No. My job is to ensure the survival of the Eclipse Dynasty. And the only way to do that is by eliminating any and all potential threats. It's a perfectly legitimate line of work. Every single one of my colleagues can attest to my fairness. And if my friends were aware of the facts, I know they'd back me up too. Assuming, of course, that they were aware of all the facts.
No more lies.
Mr. Vedifalnir,
Rerir, I trust you're here because you have something important to...
Forgive me. I wasn't to tell me. Does someone...
It is indeed within my power to foresee certain things. Things like your arrival.
I was just thinking. It won't be long before I'll be...
That isn't a lie, but nor is it a fact as such.
No fooling.
Ever since that day we met for drinks, I knew it was only a matter of time before you came looking for me.
Does it feel good?
No. I'm afraid the notions of good and bad fail to capture the complexity of what such a power entails. Once you've seen what will come to pass, it can be all too easy to succumb to fear and melancholy. You fear my silence, and long to hear the words I left unspoken that day.
That's right.
You must have noticed my reluctance to broach the subject, and the reason is simple. Because the truth could never have lived up to your hopes. For both our sakes, such words are better left unsaid. The burden of prophecy was...
So who exactly do you deem worthy to hear your prophecies?
Or rather, our king as he once was.
You're closer to his majesty than I am. You must know better than anyone how much he's changed.
You say that as though it is to my benefit. Yet precisely because of that, I dare not speak rashly.
You are so... wise and far-sighted, yet...
You make a fair point. Especially given my silence alone was all... Very well then, let me offer you some advice. And I say this not as a prophet or a visionary, but simply as the brother of your friend. For many reasons, there is very little chance of your marriage ending in happiness. If happiness is what you seek, you should find another fiancé.
Hold on. There's that same black fog again. Could this memory belong to Felindus?
Wait. Hear me out. This time we finally got a clear look at his face and learned his true identity. His name is Rerir.
What?
A cruel irony, isn't it?
Why?
Simple. I want you to kill him. You are the only person he would never suspect.
No, absolutely not. I would never dream of doing such a despicable thing.
So you'll just stand by and watch him slaughter us to the last? Do not forget that
The blood of the Crimson Moon? What does that matter now? You think that alone is reason enough for me to throw away everything I have?
Why wouldn't it be? You two were once a child of the Crimson Moon, just like me. Don't tell me you've never felt so much as a flicker of fury for the way we were
As long as you promise to abandon this pipe dream of restoring your dynasty, I can try to persuade him.
Or persuade the Vinster King? Do you even know why he's so obsessed with hunting us down? Why he keeps trying to force us to hand over our secrets? The Vinster King. A blind fool. His eyes clouded by powers from beyond this world. A petty little man with a miser's heart. If you can't bring yourself to do it, so be it.
Though Ray here, that really is quite a secret you've been keeping from me, Rerir. But who am I to talk? Am I really any better? Love should be built on honesty. But ours was Is it really so wrong to hide things that would only make life harder? Vedifulnir must have known all this. And that's why he made... But I won't just sit by and watch this disaster unfold, no matter who I have to face.
Can't hide the truth.
Huh? Was that Rerir who just walked past the window? Doesn't it give you the chills that he still takes the same road to work every day? As if nothing ever happened.
Those people at the deli.
Enough already. They're clearly pretty taken by their own disguises, so just smile and play along. Pull the rug from under beasts like that, and you'll risk having your throat torn out.
Deli? Oh. They're talking about those people from the opposition. Right.
But surely you can see he's not the man he pretends to be. We're not going to survive this, are we? Thelindis!
Sorry for... I heard you, though. He's just following the King's orders. He's a secret agent, and it's his job...
By the time you first met him, he'd already taken lives.
No. Rerir has no idea I have anything to do with the Crimson Moon. My family are only distant relatives of the main lineage, and besides, truth be told, apart from my teacher, pretty much no one knows I have any connect.
But as Orlog said, who could possibly talk sense into that raving lunatic of—
I'll work something out. Trust me, I'm with you all. Don't forget that Rerir is in Eclipse up. For now, don't—
If even you can—
I won't speak it. Here, hold on to this. If an opportunity—
You called that—
I've got a job, and there's still money coming in. But you can't go anywhere right now. Please think about yourself for once.
Another day, another round of assassination training. Training grounds just beyond this hidden passageway.
When you kill a person, doesn't it bother you when you end up covered in their blood?
Why would it? Aren't we all just walking blood bags?
But not everyone.
Make sure you have a firm grip on the handle, and choose your angle well. Keep your movements light and brisk. And pray one sense a thing.
I doubt that. I'll bet no one's ever died a quiet death.
I work clean. No traces.
That doesn't leave it open to both doors. The king just happens to be here right now. Someday
That won't happen.
he's changed. Ever since he fell under the spell of that power. In the beginning, he only had to take out a handful of the guilty. But now,
The ones I've dealt with have always been guilty. And I've carried out my work flawlessly.
Can't hide the truth.
you know that Olympus didn't accept your proposal, don't you? Was it because he didn't trust you? Or something else?
No!
Thelindis, do you—
Orla!
The boy who was pretending to sell flowers.
Yes, what about it?
He was arrested 2 days— I just don't get it! After everything he's done— Or does it mean nothing?
No, that's not—
I need to go and— if—
Author Thelindis. Over the course of all subjects of no progress, things are getting worse, but if all this research, but could he? No.
No more lies.
Why won't you just let us go? We don't even know each other. All we want is to live ordinary, peaceful lives.
You want to live?
Yes. I just want to go on living. Is that really such an unforgivable crime?
You want to go on living. I want to keep living too. To keep living forever. That's why I have no choice but to continue on the path I'm on. If only some savior would suddenly swoop down and change the way the world is. Too bad that's not going to happen. Imagine that. If there really were such a person, you and I wouldn't be standing here like this, would we? Today's files. No, I don't get tired of it. It's my job. And not only am I lucky to have it, I'm good at it too. Thalindis? No. No. Why? But you bear no mark of the Crimson Moon. How could you possibly have anything to do with them? A diluted bloodline. Carefully. What a fool I've been. Numbing myself with talk of justice. Irminsul. Finster King. How far are you going to take this? Today it's the descendants of the Crimson Moon. Who will it be tomorrow? No. This cannot go on. I am. As long as you can guarantee that no one will find you.
Don't worry, I'll be extra careful. But... if you let me go, you won't be able to complete your mission.
Good point. In that case...
No, please! I just want to see the...
Go on living?
Yes. I know...
If I let you leave, what will become of me? Just remember, don't let anyone know you were caught.
Even shadows in the dark must live by a code. But you can't save everyone.
You've been whispering in my ear for days now, Vedavulnir. What are you trying to do? Break...
I only say this because you long for an answer to your problems. Let her go, Rerir, or you risk losing everything.
I will not abandon Thalindis.
Then you'll need a little more vigilance and a lot more power. The world is changing, Rerir. Keep your eyes peeled for your moment of opportunity.
That voice used to be so unclear, but now I know exactly whose it is. It's Vedavulnir. He won't tell me how to actually resolve any of this, but he keeps trying to manipulate me like a puppet. Tell me then, what will this moment of opportunity look like? And no answer. He's like a ghost. Always disturbing.
So, the Eclipse dynasty was the king's obsession with abyssal power left the future of Conria hanging in the balance. No wonder every aspect of Rerir's life was so unstable. And it looks like this Thalindis, Rerir's would-be fiancée, herself belonged to a sub-branch of the Crimson Moon dynasty's descendants. It almost defies belief that a couple like them could hide the truth from each other for so long. And why does Vedavulnir, Daneslif's older brother, keep talking in Rerir's head? The human mind is like a vast desert of shifting sands. When you follow the flow of someone's memories, you only ever see the parts they're willing to let surface. Time for something a bit more We've been inside Rerir's mind this whole time, building up a picture of his psyche. There's already enough clues on the board to start reading between the lines and mapping out the rest. Now, we can finally begin to put the pieces together. Sure, once we've built up a cognitive profile, we just need to cross-check the logic behind his actions. And then we'll be able to take a sneak peek at whatever...
Rerir, are you there?
Hey, Rerir! Come out, it's urgent!
Dane? What's wrong?
Quick, come with me. I'll explain everything once we've met up with you.
Okay. I'll come. But the Lindis is still over at the Universitas. I'll need to leave her a note.
All right then, but make it quick.
I've never seen Dane so worked up before. Whatever this is...
Well, this is a nice change, meeting you all at this hour. When men and women of ambition can speak face to face in broad daylight, I say that—
Don't be ridiculous. We do not fear the day. Why would we seek refuge in the night?
You might ask your blade that same question. I'm told it prefers the cover of darkness. The word on the street is that Sertologi only strikes when he has an unfair advantage. But that—
If this is your way of offering me replacement limbs, believe me, I'll take them.
Oh, we can certainly discuss that. With bioalchemy, anything is possible.
Lunatic. Robtatir. What brings you here?
Why, Dainsleif, of course. He invited me. Please, cast aside your apprehensions, Miss Rhine-daughter. Whatever the rumors may say, I am but a humble servant of the king, and I can assure you he affords me no greater convenience than he does—
Well, the Universitas Magistrorum won't stop fawning over you. So at least some of the— You're president of the Universitas Magistrorum. The Chief Royal Vice President Veit doesn't even try to hide his envy when he sees you.
My success is the product of hard work and good luck. It's as simple as that. Of course, no job is without its gripes. Serving a king like ours— And as for Efterveit, in missing out on the presidency, he's dodged a mountain of—
You're all here. I apologize for the short notice, but it was an emergency.
You must be Rerir.
Mr. Sertologi. Yes, I handled your case file during your sentencing. Nothing personal, of course. I'm pleasantly surprised that you remember me.
You're clearly a person of substance if you've been invited here. But Dainsleif, you'd better have a very good reason for convening this little gathering.
It's my brother, Vedafenir. After—
Vedafenir in prison? Strange. I thought the king trusted— Does this mean the king's circle of trust just got even smaller?
It has nothing to do with trust. It's about what the king wants, which is as clear as day to anyone paying attention. I simply appease him, because it's in the best interests of the
And also because you're slimy. Vedafenir, perhaps less so. But still, a visionless—
Do you honestly think this is an important discussion to be having right now?
Dane?
Rescue Vedafenir, I assume.
Correct. It will mean storming the palace by force. Tonight. I need all of you on my side.
That's far too dangerous. And don't forget, Dainsleif, you're captain of the Royal Guard. You swore an oath to the throne.
Hmm? You've been planning this for a while?
I have no desire to commit treason. But whatever critique the king may have of Vetifanir, disfiguring your most loyal subject for putting the best interests of his court and nation first, this is not the conduct of a wise ruler. My blade will force the king to see the error of his ways.
So, Vedifalnir's prophecy enraged the king. I'm sure it wasn't what he wanted to hear, but if he won't take counsel even from the extent of his majesty's madness is now all too clear. You have noble ambitions, Dane. But I'm afraid they don't do much for a guy like me. I'm not interested in
A letter of pardon? For whom? The chances of the Vinster King issuing a pardon for anyone connected... This black fog of another mystery.
Author Thelindis. Over the course of this week, the research dating back to the Crimson Moon Dynasty has established 2 points regarding Moon Marrow. Firstly, its origins have something to do with a god's power. Secondly, it serves as a portal to it. However, there are a number of hurdles to overcome before we can answer the question of where it leads to. An enormous amount of power is then required to keep the gate open. Currently, the total power output of our instruments remains. To make matters worse, I am now the only staff member remaining in the Moon Marrow lab. The Universitas Magistrorum recently decided to move most of its personnel into abyssal energy. This is not a wise move. I have always maintained that placing all our hopes in a single source of power is risky, especially one as poorly understood as this. I apologize if this comes across as disrespectful. If we really made it... This is for you.
The Lindis.
I've heard nothing. You never saw it.
What if he fought? Are you scared?
I don't know. The Reverie, logically, but enough.
What's in it?
A piece of the...
A red moon?
That's right.
I promise.
The Crimson, no matter how...
Hurry, everyone, and stick to the plan.
Sir Dainsleif, what are you? Is this true? You know what happens to those who betray the throne.
It is the king himself who has betrayed the throne. He has betrayed all of Conria.
If you have any love left for justice in your heart...
It's showtime. Dane and his group will handle the troops in the palace. My job is to enter the prison and rescue Vedifalnir. Stay safe. Wish me luck.
Look after my brother. Draw your blade. It is time for justice to prevail.
This place is filthy. Found you. Hello. Surprised? Oh, wait.
I certainly felt some surprise in the moment when I was blinded. Surprise at the king's sheer ignorance. Surprise at just how unfairly this world responds to words of earnest remonstration.
I'm curious. What did you prophesize this time?
It wasn't a prophecy. It was a word of warning. Someone had to say it. The king has forsaken all reason in pursuit of his obsessions. I simply told him that if he continues on this path, Conria will surely fall.
But he didn't listen. Worse still, he stabbed you in both eyes and locked. Dane asked for my help. The court is in complete chaos now, but I'm sure you predicted that.
Everything is transpiring as I foresaw, yet I am powerless to change it. Fate, I do wonder whether giving a man the power to see the future does nothing more for him than slowly crush his spirit.
Forgive my curtness, Vedafulnir, but the king did not suddenly turn on you today. His suspicions have been brewing for a long time. You can't have wisdom beyond the reach of your fellow man without attracting his fear and suspicion. There are things the king does not want to see. So?
He wasn't entirely wrong. I did indeed lose my power to see the future.
Until what?
Just now.
Well, tonight could go a lot of different ways.
I sense hatred in you, but also hope. A desperate hope that with the tyrant deposed, that this is not the end. It is the beginning of a new chapter, in a whole new story. There are many men of honor and courage in this world, Rerir. But you are not one of them. You're not here for justice. Is that a dagger? Interesting. Why not the polearm? It was always your weapon of choice.
With your abilities, I don't doubt that you were able to recover some of your sight. But I also doubt that you want to make an enemy of me right now.
Of course not. We're on the same side.
We could be. But I need you to be honest.
You mean your future? With your beloved, Felindis?
Yes. And I know there are bigger things at stake here. A dynasty, a nation, maybe the entire world. But forgive me, I care first and foremost about myself. I can't abandon the one I...
In matters of fate, answers are either right or wrong. What will be, and what will not. Maybe you are willing to pay a certain price in the pursuit of happiness, but unfortunately, fate does not negotiate. That is the cruelest thing about fate.
That can't be true. I know it's your voice that I keep hearing in my head, urging me to see how the world is changing, to seek more power. So you show me disaster, but you won't show me how to avoid it?
My voice? In your head? So, you hear it too? The voice that steals your mind, gains your trust, and drives you crazy. It turns out that we are not so different, you and I.
Vedafulnir just broke into the strangest smile I've ever seen in my life. As if he'd discovered some monumental secret. But then he suddenly switched to looking extremely weary.
Very well then. My advice to you is as follows. You must persevere. Whatever trials and tribulations you may face, be steadfast in the belief that they are your path to the future. For as long as you live, your story with Felindis shall not come to an end. That is the only chance you have of fighting back against fate. It is up to you whether you believe my words.
I will.
Thank you for setting me free. In return...
Just then, a strange wave of energy rippled through the city.
If I were you, I would head to the Universitas Magistrorum.
The Universitas?
I'm sure we'll be seeing each other again very soon.
Whatever Vedafulnir said, I didn't catch it. I didn't even...
Can't hide the truth. Full throttle!
Monsters? Is this Rhine-Daughter's doing? Or the Universitas Magistrorum? Out of my way!
Can't hide hide the truth. Burn it down!
The Universitas. Allegedly but if they were ever
Help! Help!
Hold on! Don't let them anywhere near you!
Save me!
That sounded like an explosion. What other mean? And given it's a major center of abyss research, anyone...
Running late again.
It all adds up.
Suffer the wrath of me!
Let the mountain's veins boil! Pyroclastic surge! The mystery unravels. No more lies.
The antenna! Grant me strike! Hero incoming! Charge! Get to work! Eat Lolling! Eat Papa!
Hear the echoes of the valley! Wrath from the sky! Try and stop! The deception ends here.
You two! Time to end them! Fulfill
Light of the blazing sun! Bring it!
Yeah! Look out below! It's justice o'clock! Running late again.
Let the mountain's veins boil!
Monsters. Oh no, it's no use. The table won't hold out much longer. The weapon, of course. Oh, I'm done for. Ah!
What's that?
Reverie. So the rumors about your work are true.
What? No! Listen, something happened at the palace tonight. We have to leave!
You don't need to lie to me anymore.
What do you mean?
I know why you're worried, and I will respect the decision you've made. But it's okay, because I found a solution. I know how to end all this. You can have it back. The normal life you so desire. But until then, I'm afraid our wedding will have to wait.
Cylindus? No, don't do it! Cylindus! Cylindus!
I told you, Reverie. Let her go. You will find someone better.
No! No, I won't do it! I have to save her!
By what means exactly? A lowly pawn. You lack the power and the strength of will.
Do you know a way? Tell me!
Come to the palace. Join us.
Reverie, thank goodness we...
Step forth and take your share.
You made it.
Not you too.
Hatred or grief, despair, desire. We all have our own.
Rarier. Rarier.
Lindis?
Were you daydreaming? You still remember, Rarier? That question you asked me a couple of weeks ago?
Oh. You mean the proposal?
Yeah. I'm wondering, where do you think would be a good place to discuss it? Maybe in the garden? Or were you thinking a fancy restaurant?
It's your choice. I will find you. And then, you can give me your answer.
So that's... Viewing up in a nutshell. The story of Conria is what happens when the truth falls by the wayside. Everyone tells little white lies. His past is... Everyone?
Never! She's fine.
Yes, you will have seen the events of Rarier's life through my thought.
I mostly, however...
Sounds to me.
That's not...
Then try now.
Cool!
Patience. You'll hear the whole story, don't you worry. But let's meet up with the others. Yehoda?
Yes, but...
That's more like it.
Forgive my curiosity.
It says I gotta do the...
Is that...
If something... In any case, there's nothing... Oh no.
Sorry to disturb you, but we seem to have run into some trouble.
Evidently so. Don't worry, I'm not about to leave you to fend for yourselves. I'm not that kind of boss.
I'm sorry. What did you hear me say? I wasn't talking about labor policy.
Wait. How long have I been standing here?
Not long. You just appeared by the door a moment ago.
Boss, what's wrong? You look like you've seen a ghost.
We've been tricked. We never left at all. Somehow I hallucinated that whole scene back inside the office.
Hallucinated? But...
How indeed. This place should heed my will alone. All thoughts and actions that occur in here are just a result of pawns moving across the chessboard in a carefully calculated manner. And nobody has access to this chess set but me.
So you control everything in here?
More or less. But...
Has anything like this ever happened before?
Only once.
Is there any similarity between what happened then and what's happening now?
I suppose my thoughts are a little turbulent, which...
is there anything
The first claw...
Meaning, you're...
Meaning this...
Boss, it's fun.
Oh, listen.
What?
Yes, really.
Well, anyway, I suggest everyone, even though you don't want to dismiss mental fatigue, just...
Don't I have...
If we can find...
Time to rally, everyone. Follow me. As we continue our journey, the same rules will apply. You have my word that I... This place looks familiar. That's not a good sign.
I wasn't expecting visitors at this hour. Wait.
Oh.
There you are! Sinue's been looking for you all—
Oh yeah? What were you doing just now, Uncle Retinue? Hiding away some more
What do you mean?
Hey, kid.
Get in his good books?
I've written
a new song.
Well, there's plenty of time and I'm not going anywhere. See that pile of stones? I'll be sitting there—
Pile of stones. Got it. Hi, Dad.
Ah, there's my little princess. If you'd gotten back just a little sooner.
Spoils of war. Who were you fighting against, Dad?
I was talking about our war against thirst. I went out to fix our water supply problem, and now I'm back.
We have a well again.
That's right. I found a new one and brought... As the chief of our tribe, I'm supposed to be... You know how but things are
So you're the Academia's help...
Special ambassador, they call it. It's nothing bad, okay?
So... do you get...
Of course.
It all adds up.
That's our well, and you know it! You stole from us!
Did you really think you could take our water without permission and get away with it? You're either brave, stupid,
and that's... You're a liar and a cheat!
I heard Yehuda gasp, corpses strewn across the ground. The wounds are clearly from scimitars and daggers. There's a handwritten note.
Halil, this is Sinue. Chief, this is I'm writing to you. Praised. You told me to... urgent. This is an emergency.
Looks like this letter never got sent. The writer... What a
Officer.
I thought you would at least...
This is the finest wine Aru village has to offer.
The Academia has agreed to reserve a single space for a candidate from your village. But I remain skeptical of this entire endeavor.
Please, have faith! If not in us, then in our god. The child we found shows great promise. I beg you, take her away from this place. Give her a chance. Don't let her
I don't recognize...
She showed up here a few days ago, and we took her in. She's a really bright kid. Please...
So... where are...
Nowhere special. Just a sand dune.
What about the...
Just the one. Correct.
So, no brothers, no...
Any who have slept on a bed of sand, I call my brothers and my sisters. Apart from that, I have no family.
All right, get over here. Sign your name on the form. Never? You're rather fair-skinned for a desert dweller.
Nefer, this term's a...
Yes,
Oh? Please, ask away.
Well, I think what...
You see?
Because of...
I'm sorry, Nefer. Anyway, you said you had a couple of questions?
I wanted to check if...
Ah, your family wrote to you.
Not exactly.
The House of Dana. Whatever you're looking for.
Okay, got it.
Oh, don't mention it.
Hey, you're a great teacher. And it's not...
Oh, my dear.
I haven't. This must be... Let's take a... A dilapidation. This one was... Who was... This one... In clinical... This seems like... Wait. The note says... This next one is... A few words in however, as well, education as grand. I do hope... And the sender... So this... Whatever. I'm not exactly... I can't believe... I don't believe for... Wait. Could this be it?
Greetings, I don't know how well you remember it now, but I brought you to safety and gave you some water and other supplies. You seemed very pleased and told me your name. In my tribe, learning a person's true name is serious business. The Shimti... This brings me to my reason for writing. Our tribe is... There was a the Eob and... I found a well. When we met, that aside, we have next...
From the outset, the academia... And you were... You liar. And who fell for it? I think I'll take over. I just came...
Nefer?
I'm quitting.
Huh? But this was a hard-won opportunity.
It was. Oh, and... What's wrong?
Isn't this the stuff you brought from your...
Yeah, I lied. It's not rare at all. It's not worth much.
But Nefer...
All right.
Don't forget me, okay?
Yeah, I lied again. And as for... I'll be lucky... It's a pleasure to meet you, Mr. Arif.
So, what does the Academia want? Since they've sent their special ambassador,
Please, sir. Lower the ever-shift...
So...
This well...
You're not wrong.
Of course not. Records uncovered by... I checked the map...
50 million? No, wait. If these ruins are as important as you say...
Don't get greedy. We know far...
So what if it was?
Don't worry. As unscrupulous, I hope I...
And I hope your words are the truth. If I find out the Academia...
You see how I'm... And what does a...
All right. In that case, we have a deal. We will sell you the excavation rights. I'd like to thank you, Ambassador. This is good news indeed. Excellent news. And
Gladly. I am partial to wine myself. And so let's in...
Chief! Chief, it's an emergency! It's the Unut. They've...
What? Oh, don't just...
Yes, Chief.
I have
Well, what is it?
The Unuts were...
I
am obliged...
No! That well...
Glad to hear.
If there is a...
Wow. All it took was a few words and...
So, in summary...
The EAB, so let me...
Kill them all.
Precisely. At the same time...
We have our own...
Right. Natural. Weren't the EAB... Let me be...
Sane.
Good. You see... Look at yourselves. The monsters who destroyed my home. They're just ordinary, petty human beings. Maybe I've even done the desert. Oh, Sinuhe. My gullible fool of a father. Perhaps if you'd been as ruthless as I was today, but you could...
Nefer, it's okay.
I believe I
Yeah.
Yehoda, is there anything you can do to ease the tension?
All right. So, anyway, that's enough of that. Feels like we've been walking forever. I'm getting pretty tired, huh?
Yes.
It's not far now. There should be a temple just up ahead. Yes.
Really? I guess that's how things go in the desert.
Desert dwellers can never escape their destiny.
You mentioned...
My biggest trait...
Ah.
I didn't know you were...
I'm no expert in the history of...
Sounds impressive.
Oh, I know who you mean.
That's boss...
Sino's hardly a figure of...
What about him?
Well, he's not a small deal. Please, this is the bear... Thanks for your patience, everyone. I'm sure it's been a lot to...
I'm totally out of my depth here. I don't have I want to do the whole...
A statue with the head.
That's Thoth, the Ibis King. One of the 7 pillars. Let's take a look.
It's just Ashru.
So, all is well?
Typically speaking, at this point, the world disintegrates. Then we find ourselves back in the outside world. Besides, these are my memories. There's nothing to fear.
You're sure?
Of course. It's almost over.
Hold on!
Knowing too much is always a death sentence.
Speak for yourself.
How repulsive.
Whoa.
Timed that pretty well, didn't I? It's okay. I'm just glad no one was hurt.
Paimon noticed you doing something too, Dainsleif. Were you helping get them out?
Of course. When I asked Nefer to conduct this investigation, I was not naive to the dangers involved. I had a duty to ensure your safety.
Good to know your sense of justice is still intact after all these years.
I take that to mean that you saw the truth. That comes as a great relief.
I certainly did. And thanks to your help, I also managed to trap Rerir inside the chess set.
Whoa, really? How'd you manage that?
Well, to be honest, I sensed that something was wrong long before we made it to the temple. By using this fragment to probe into Rerir's past.
But how did he track you through your thoughts alone?
Rerir was a secret agent who reported directly to the Vinster King. He is an expert at finding a trail and hunting down his pursuers.
No wonder.
He infiltrated the chess set, read my thoughts, and built a new virtual chess set inside of it. That's why we weren't able to leave at first.
Speaking of your chess set, it's quite a remarkable item. Would I be right in thinking you have some connection to King Deshret?
You overestimate me. I only have a connection with one of his underlings, the Ibis King. You all saw how this came to be. A long time ago, the Eab massacred my tribe. The Unut and the Eab fought a bitter battle over the rights to a well. all for the sake, the final blow to having gotten, as I stood, this chess set is my gift from the eye. With this chess, every god plays favorites. Their hearts are as fickle as any humans.
It is the same.
If you're alluding to the abyss, then yes, I gather the others. It's time to... Thank you all. As promised, the Raker of Solnari, real name Rerir, was once a Conrian subject who served the Vinster King.
So that's why he's so obsessed with the moon.
A tragic tale, to be sure. No matter how much Rerir suffered in the past, the fact remains that he is what we know today as the Wild Hunt, wreaking havoc upon innocent lives and Nodcry. He becomes more dangerous with each passing day. If left unchecked, it is simply a matter of time before all of Tevat suffers the consequences.
A question for Miss Columbina. Forgive me if this is presumptuous, but have you ever seen the spatial gateway that appeared in Rerir's memory?
Never. But I have heard stories of something called the Moon Gate, and this seems to fit the description.
Miss Lama, any thoughts on...
In the lore of the Frost Moon Scions, the term Moon Gate, is one I have heard before. But as is the case...
Then back to Miss Columbina. As a moon goddess yourself, do you have some idea of where the Moon Gate leads to?
Not at this stage, sorry. I do hold the power of the Frost Moon, and my strength is recovering well.
But there's more to the power of the Frost Moon?
Yes. A moon goddess has the right to open the Moon Gate, since it is a path to the moon. But as never mentioned, holding open a spatial gateway takes a huge amount of power. And right now, I need to conserve my energy to fight the Raker of Solnari. I'm afraid this is one mystery we may have to leave unsolved.
I agree. Better to save your strength. But if you'll humor me for a moment, I have a bold conjecture of my own regarding the world beyond. I highly suspect that neither Tholin, with the abyssal power he wields, no ordinary foe can touch him, let alone tear him to shreds. And yet, the Wild Hunt proliferates wherever his
So your theory is that Rerir was physically torn to shreds by some powerful force? Hence, why the Wild Hunt is a distributed phenomenon.
Makes sense to me. Explains why the Wild Hunt is so pervasive, and why he's been trying to piece himself back together. He was whole to begin with, and he wants...
Without the power of the Abyss on his side, he almost certainly would have perished the moment he was torn apart.
I could not agree more. The power of the Abyss is most surely a...
It is a compelling explanation, and one that accords with my present understanding of Abyss creatures. This raises some interesting questions. I will run some experiments, and see if there is any That being said, regardless of whether my research bears fruit, I would like...
My pleasure, Mr. Albedo. I too hope that the information I have shared today prove...
Hey! What is it, Dainsleif? You look really upset!
It's just... When I think of the man I once knew as Rerir, I struggle to understand why things had to turn...
The two of you used to be friends, didn't you? I don't know if these words will bring any
Mine too. We can never know all the hows and whys of the way things are. The moon and stars are full of untold secrets and lies. And the skies are host to many more mysteries than these alone. Yet...
Those are the first comforting words I've heard in a long time. Thank you, both.
Well, I think this is a good place to end today's meeting.
That's very...
Of course.
Sounds good to me. Take some time to... Hey, is this a bad... Anyway, firstly, although it's only a matter of time before he finds a way to break out.
Honestly?
Well, I asked her that same question. It felt like some kind of sales pitch.
2 days?
That remains to be seen. Which brings me to the second issue. Dainsleif is obviously conflicted about this whole thing. But you have some history with him, right? Great. All right. We figured we'd bounce the idea.
Oh,
All right. We felt a...
roping us in?
I choose...
Sir Varka,
I'm all...
I think...
I see your point. To be clear,
I want to do everything within my power. The Rahier of Solnari is a truly fearsome opponent. And if I do my part...
Well, that tracks. As in, most people weigh up the risk, of course.
Thank you.
I should be... Great question. Firstly, secondly, thirdly, turns out...
As someone who...
Understood.
Well, everyone,
Plan approved.
Okay.
The frost...
and the rest of you... No objection?
Wait.
Everyone says things...
A very...
This plan...
We shall indeed. Also,
It's not often I get called so... In that case, Mr. Flint's here must be worth a fortune.
the walls are thin.
Okay, fine. Oh, it most certainly does not, said Mom.
Okay.
It's a lucky charm that a great mate... I finally...
You're right.
You will?
It's a very...
Hey, don't be so pessimistic.
Hurry up, Brassa! Dory! How are things going? Feeling ready?
Oh, I was... Don't forget. Ta-da! See? It's right here.
Ah, it's so pretty. Did you make it? Aha!
That's Mage Alice. I passed this on to the Dendroar. Anyway, took him long enough. He Stret Marak delivered it. So, no, surely could be. Or either way. Huh?
Paimon's just...
Well, you're always gonna... Alice has been... And more than that. No one knows what the future will bring. Oh, that? Don't be thinking my priority.
All right.
I do say so, and... Oh, and...
يو بس خلاص. Enough for today.